Hi and Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 13 and our project title is about the Road Pavement Condition Index PCI Evaluation and Maintenance. First, let me introduce my group members. First, Muikin Faiz. Second, Sarah Nazura. Third, Nur Hana. And fourth, Nur Izzati Nazira.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I'm Nur Izzati Nazira binti Mahdi Kamil. My metric number is F190208. I'm going to present the introduction of this project. Roads and highway are well-traveled roads used by people and wheeled vehicles. The road pavement structure layers are including subgrade, sub-base course, and surface course or wearing course. There are two types of pavement, rigid pavement and flexible pavement. For this project, we focus more to road distress. Road distress is any indicator of poor or unfavorable pavement performance or sign of impending failure. It is important to maintain the condition of road in order to establish a safe and comfortable environment. In this project, the Pavement Condition Index (PCI) method is applied. The Pavement Condition Index (PCI) is a numerical assessment based on the type and intensity of distress seen on the pavement surface. Pavement section's PCI history can help to determine its rate of deterioration and identify potential rehabilitation needs. And the data is used to calculate the PCI value for pavement sections and determine optimum deduct value. The objective of our project is 1. To observe and identify the types of distress of the road pavement in Jalan Labis Johor. 2. To analyze and perform the computation of the road severity based on the Pavement Condition Index (PCI) method. Next is to propose and suggest the need for maintenance strategy for the designated pavement in Jalan Labis Johor. For study area, this project was conducted in Jalan Labis Johor for the total distance of 1 km. It is the main road with two lane types of road in each direction. Along the road there are residential area, school, factory and plane. For the discussion, the common cause of pavement distress is lack of preventative maintenance. The two most common techniques for extending pavement life are maintenance and rehabilitation. There are 4 types of treatments. First is routine maintenance for filling cracks and potholes. Next, preventive maintenance, a strategy for preserving an existing roadway system and its appurtenance through a plain series of cost-effective treatments. The third one is rehabilitation, example for structural overlays or in-place recycling. The last one is reconstruction, like design and construct a new road. There are a few benefits of maintenance. The first one is increasing the pavement structure life. The next one is to slow the rate of deterioration by repairing minor pavement distress before they worsen and cause further defect. And the last one is to allow repairs other additional road issue.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hana and I will explain regarding the methodology of our project. There are 5 steps of PCI determination procedure for asphalt surface pavement. The first step is to determine the deduct values. The total for each distress type and each severity level must be added and recorded under total on the survey form. Then, obtain the percentage of density per sample for each distress type and severity. After that, calculate and deduct values curves for each kind and intensity of distress. For the step 2, determine the maximum allowable number of deducts M, which the M is allowable number of deduct and HDV is the highest individual deduct value for sample unit. For the step 3, find the maximum corrected deduct value CDV. The number of deduct with a value of more than 2 was determined. Total deduct value was determined by adding all individual deduct value. The CDV from Q and total deduct value was determined by looking up the appropriate correction curve. For the fourth step, subtracting the maximum CDV from 100 to calculate PCI. For the fifth step, determine the condition of the pavement based on the pavement condition index PCI, rating scale, and the corresponding level of service and maintenance activities. Then, let's move on to the data analysis. Jalan Labis is divided into sample units, which is 5 sample units. Sample Unit 1, Sample Unit 3, Sample Unit 5, Sample Unit 7, and Sample Unit 9. The PCI is then calculated for each randomly selected sample unit and the average PCI for each segment is calculated. The sample size was determined to be 12.5 plot by 100 meter log or 41.01 feet by 328.08 feet with a total area of 1250 meters square. The next stage is to figure out how many samples will be chosen for inspection. The number of total samples n in a branch is calculated where n is the total number of sample units in section and n small is the minimum number of sample units to be inspected. The given formula is as shown there. For the total number of sample units n equal to 10 and minimum number of sample units to be inspected is n equal to 5. The interval is equal to I. The following 4 samples are 1 plus 2, 3, and 5, and 7, and then 9.
Greetings and good day. I am Joaquin Fai and I am pleased to share you the tips on how to determine the PCI along the route at Jalan Lapis, Johor. I would like to take one of the example of it. The idea starts with the pavement inspection and observation at Jalan Lapis where Google Earth Pro, which the interval benchmark is targeted. The areas or length of the distress is a mass respectively. To obtain the deduct value, one has to refer with the appendix of asphalt concrete routes, deduct value of corrected value curves amongst these values. We could notice that because the deduct value is regarded as 29. The M value is to determine on how many number of deduct values should be considered, either in a decimal number, yet the deduct values was counted as 7 and the allowable deduct value is 7.52, so all the values are be taken account. Next, we eliminate the deduct values that is smaller than 2. Hence, calculate the available deduct value and sum it to find the maximum CDV. By increasingly replacing the value to 2 while the columns are going down and the Q value is reduced, the CDV can be formed by refilling the Q factor correspond with the sum of deduct value in each row. We then choose the greatest value n minus with 100. The rest value we treat as PCI. Hence, we can deduce the overall pavement condition in the root interval. In short, these are the results that done by our group by each group members were involved with it. The overall 1 km distance route condition in Jalan Lapis is 68.6 averagely that can be considered as a fair condition. Only rehabilitation should be carried out in this situation. That's the end of my sharing. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sarah Nazura binti Abdul Rahim with matric number AF190114. So today I will present about cause of distress and recommendation of maintenance of Jalan Labis for section 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 that my group select. So the type of distress that happened to our selected road is alligator cracking, bleeding, block cracking, bumps and sags, edge cracking, longitudinal and transverse cracking, patching and utility cut patching, polish aggregate, shoving, slippage cracking, and the last one is raveling. So we also listed our possible cause that may happen to our selected road, which is for alligator cracking is excessive loading, weak surface, base or subgrade, or poor drainage. And for bleeding is improperly constructed seal coat, too much asphalt in a mix, and too heavy a prime or bond. And the next one is block cracking, all and dry out mix was placed to dry and aggravated by low traffic volume. And the next one is bump and sags, instability factor of pavement, and the rest is stated in the table on your screen. So we also listed our maintenance recommendation for alligator cracking, such as full depth patch, bleeding, any surface treatment or thin overlay, block cracking, also any surface treatment or thin overlay, bump and sags are partial or full depth patch for the maintenance, and the rest is also stated in the table as you can see. So, for the conclusion, in this study, Google Maps was used to visually inspect a significant heavy traffic highway road corridor connecting Dantaran Labis to KLC Labis at Jalan Labis. The Labis Road Section 1 rating is fair with a PCI of 68.6 and a sample 5 rating of good. According to the result, the advanced maintenance for the pavement section is a continuation of the existing maintenance program based on the calculated rating. Alligator cracking, bleeding, block cracking, bumps and sags, edge cracking, patching, and utility cut patching are some of the problems that occur on the Labis Road stage. That's all from our group. Thank you.